What's going on, everybody? Andrew Thompson here of the Andrew Thompson Interviews YouTube channel. I'm currently sitting next to one of the most prestigious athletes in all of professional wrestling, Mr. Joe Hendry. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well. Thank you pardon me. Thank you very much for having me.
I'm glad.
Just before the interview, I just eaten too much too quick, so I'm going to blame that on that.
So you gotta eat good before you start the show. So it's been about 6 months or so since you signed with the Ring of Honor. Around that time, how has the experience been for you so far?
It's been awesome. When people ask me about it, I tell them it's what I thought the dream would be. You know, I love it. I love the travel. I love the crew's amazing. The fans are awesome. There's a lot of creative freedom. You know, that's for me. That was kind of the main thing. We do a lot of cool visits. We get to go out and reach out to communities and hospitals and things like that. So it's a very rewarding job as well.
I know you've told the story plenty of times about how you basically finessed your way into a match with Kurt Angle. Have you?
It wasn't finessed, it was that's probably the ballsiest thing I've done in wrestling, I think, to be honest. I don't know how, I still don't know how, it's weird. There's just those moments in life where I was standing across some Kurt Angle in the ring and I'm like, you're wrestling Kurt Angle. What is going on? Is this life? But no, that was an amazing experience.
Have you had the opportunity to speak with Kurt since you guys had that? What was that, in 2016, right? That you guys had that match? Have you had the opportunity to speak with him since then, or via DM or anything like that?
Yeah, we've spoke a few times, quite a few times. And the thing is, like, I look up to Kurt in a huge way, and he was, a great person to talk to about kind of advice and career advice, and someone who's really been there and done it at the absolute highest level in both amateur and professional wrestling. So he was great for advice in both those realms. And I've really used a lot of the advice that he gave to me, and he's a very giving performer. Like, he's very focused on what he can do to help the next wave of talent. So that showed to me how a top talent should carry themselves and how they should conduct themselves. He's just a classy individual.
I know now you've done some work with World of Sport, and that whole thing was going on. Can you tell me just a little bit about, like, if you heard anything about if they're going to be making a comeback? Because I know they did some live shows after the initial tapings. Have you heard anything regarding comeback World of Sport?
My focus is on Ring of Honor, so no, I haven't heard anything, and I'm happy here. So.
Understandable. So I know your fellow Scotsman, Mr. Drew McIntyre, just won the Royal Rumble. Any thoughts about his Royal Rumble win and what that could mean? I mean, what that means for having the first Scottish WWE champion, and also what that just means to you to have more Scottish representation at the top of the mountain in professional wrestling.
Well, Drew's probably. He might be the person who kind of taught me the most by wrestling him. Again. Kurt as well, they're probably on it, because I wrestled Drew many times. I obviously got to wrestle Kurt the once, but I feel like Drew really forced me to up my game, up my intensity level, and challenge myself to be more than just a comedy act, basically. So I think Drew really pushed me to do that. Drew is a great guy, a locker room leader, and a super hard worker, and what he's doing is quite inspirational. And I'm inspired by that. I want to I wish him the best, and yeah, like I say, he's doing his thing there. I'm doing my thing here, and it's a great time for Scottish wrestling.
Okay, and just to wrap it up here with a few questions, I just wanted to ask you. We've all seen the creative stuff that you've done with your songs. Is "Wave Your Hands" your favorite song that you've done, or the most popular that you've gotten a lot of responses from?
Well, I think like the parodies are the things that get like the most response, but in terms of like the kind of entrance music that I've done, the core entrance music, this is by far the best one. And I just kind of deconstructed it, and I thought, I really thought, what is an entrance? At what point am I going to be doing this thing? What point am I going to be standing on the stage? When am I going to be in the ring? When am I going to wave my hands? And I was like, I really took it back to basics, and I was like, what do I want the audience to do? I want them to interact. So I put in the couple of claps, and then I was like, then I want them to wave their hands. Then I want to be standing this way. So I enjoyed the creative process of reverse engineering an entrance. And again, being in Ring of Honor, they gave me the creative freedom to do that. And that's the amazing thing about working for this company is, you know, we didn't have to go through loads of different channels or, you know, red tape and all that. It was literally, they were just like, do you want us to do your music, or have you got this? And I was like, I've got this. And they were like, cool, get it to us by this date. And that was it. They just trusted me to do my thing, and you know, I really respected that. And you know, I feel very respected working here as a talent. I feel respected as an individual, and it's a great place to work. You know, it's just I can't speak highly enough about it. When people ask me about it, I always tell them it's what I thought the dream would be.
So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the prestigious one, Joe Hendry. Joe, if you got anything to plug, merchandise, social media, the floor is yours.
Yeah, check out my, you know, if you want to support me here in America, buy one of my shirts on the ROH Pro Shop. That'd be awesome. But yeah, you can follow me on social media. Twitter's @JoeHendry, Instagram's @JoeHendry, and check out my YouTube as well, /Joe Hendry. So thank you very much.
Joe, thank you for your time, brother.
Thank you for having me.